Ashwini Rathi, and on behalf of first edition of Nahar Jeeto Bookathon in association with Raisoni Foundation, I welcome everyone. Today we have with us CA Rishabh Parakh. He is a very good financial consultant with over 15 plus years of experience in managing tax and wealth of HNIs, and he has written a lot of books. The current book which we are going to talk about is Financial Spirituality. So, before we talk more about the book, Rishabh sir, I would like to know the name spirituality and finance. How did you make this combination?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you everyone, and thank you for having this conversation. And just a small two correction about the intro. I have not written many books. I have written only one book, but I have written many columns. So overall, maybe 300 plus columns for Forbes India, Money Control, CNBC, Economic Times. So all the leading global media, India to global media, I've written a lot of columns. I keep writing almost every month. And this book, and then this is the 20th year in my business. So I did my CA some 20 years ago. I'm a chartered accountant, and now this is the 20th year, and helping people manage their financial affairs. Coming to your question, financial spirituality. I didn't know exactly the way it came to me, but I wrote a column, almost 15 years ago. One of my column 15 years ago, that what will you do if you get 100 crore rupees today itself? And that 100 crores rupees that time, if I write the same thing today, it may be like 1,000 crores or 2,000 crores, right? So the idea was how much money you need, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the philosophy we follow when we manage somebody else's money for our clients, we follow plan, protect, play, and then ultimately to pray. So if you know our spirituality in itself, the stages of spirituality is, you have grast ashram, you have, then you all, and there are different stages, and the end stage is vanasprathanam. So you renounce everything. So ultimately you have to leave everything. So financial spirituality is how much money you need. Does not mean that you don't need money. Does not mean that you should not love money. I love money. In India, there is a problem when you say ki you love money. It's like, okay, paisa bachai, no. So it means I respect money. I love money for the things what it helps me to do. So spirituality is in the sense, but I don't have any greed. So the entire concept of financial spirituality is how much you need, and once you decide, okay, this is what I need for my needs, for my education, for my kids, for my retirement, for buying a decent house, all the basic things in life, plus maybe some aspirational things, whatever I need, how to plan that. So financial spirituality is the concept that's very
Okay, so yes, like you said that since 20 years you have been practicing the finance and finance planning. So what was your inspiration to turn as an author?
So again, I think most of us get into things, by like by chance. I think so.
Okay.
So it was in 2009, the first column published in DNA, full page paper, second page with my photo. So I was very happy, because paper mein naam aana used to be
Yeah.
a huge thing. It's still good thing for me, but
It
for
is,
many
yeah.
people. And at that time, I was 27 years of age, and I had a client, and there was a lady who was one of my first few clients, and 2 years down the line she asked me to help her husband for some insurance policies he took from somebody, and that person was not there to help him. So I helped him for a couple of weeks, and he liked the approach, and I didn't charge him. So he said, why? I said, your wife is my one of my first client, and this is a part of my service. I don't want to charge anything. Thank you. And that time he disclosed that he was an editor of for DNA print media, and he is a very close friend now, so I can talk about it.
Okay.
Siddharth. So
Yes.
he said that, okay, he liked the way I did everything. I explained him. He said, you explained in a very simple manner. And a lot of those things he said. So can you also write or share your views? I said, I'll be more than happy. DNA was a relatively a new paper at that time, but it became a huge success. And then again, unfortunately, when it's not there, I think. So that time he approached me to talk about this. And before that, in Madhya, I'm from Ratlam, now settled for 22 years in Pune. I some Dainik Bhaskar and some of the editors and media reporters approached me. So it is more of somebody asking me for a view. From view, it became a request to write a full topic because the problems what they were facing. So to help them mitigate the process. So it started that way, and I picked up liking. I started enjoying the writing process. Then for a lot of years, many years, wrote for DNA. Then I think Dairy Bhaskar, Jagran. Then some Times of India, Economic Times happened. Then Money Control. Then Forbes, or
Yes.
not in order, but then CNBC, ZBs. So I think it's now once you write, is a compounding effect because then
Yes.
you become a part of the circle. So yeah. That's how it
Yes.
started.
So,
But I love writing, so it's maybe 300 plus columns now.
oh my God. Okay. Okay. That's a great achievement. All right. So, definitely you didn't plan to write, but talking about finances, which are the correct parameters or which is the correct age to start planning about your finances?
So to answer your question, the best time to invest, is similar to what is the best time to plant a tree? Plant a seed is let's say 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So somebody who is just starting, this is the best time. Somebody who is my age, 42 plus, 40s, 30s, I'm sure you must have invested for all this while. But you need to focus more on, restructuring based on whether it is right, wrong, and bad, ugly, good, bad, ugly. So there is nothing best. You just go. If you make it very specific, okay, I want to invest in real estate, I want to invest in a gold, I want to invest in equity market, then the answer will be very different. Okay, how do you plan? Is this the right time?
Yes.
If it is lump sum, if it is, so then
Yes.
different. But yes, overall investment, it should continue till the time you're working, till the time you
Okay. So,
amass with.
yes. So your book, does it specify a particular target, like a particular age group?
Yeah, it was for
Is it for
millennials.
millennials?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
The book I wrote is purely for millennials at that time, keeping in mind because that's something more. I think most of the India's population is very young. So how can the things what we miss doing? I thought how many people can, whatever number of people we can address will be good. Yeah. So it was.
Yes. Yes, Rishabh. So, the financial planning part is not a part of a school education, right? A lot of the millennials, I would say, that we are not aware, unless you choose commerce for that matter. People are not aware about the power of the people are not aware about, investments and the power of planning. So, does your book touch this point?
Yeah, so it's not about the subject. Actually, if you look at the overall school curriculum, we don't learn anything about financial management. We don't learn about stress management. We don't learn about relationship
Yes.
management. We don't learn about
Yes.
time management. And
Yes.
time, stress, relationship, money, these three, four areas are something what all of us in this age group, once we are out of college, we struggle to change.
Yes.
Right? How do we handle relationships in life, office or outside, and a lot of these things are not taught. So it's not about commerce
Yes.
or the subject, and unfortunately this should have been taught. Actually, the mental health, all those things are important. So yes, there is nothing, you don't need to become a finance wizard, or you don't need to be like me as a CA to learn this. Is just right now, thanks to YouTube, thanks to the entire, we are doing this video online. I think every information is there, and I have touched upon all this thing in my book. It's all about you just start. To be honest, for millennials, my 1 point learning is start. Don't think,
Yes.
and then make it.
Yes. Okay, so in financial spirituality, you emphasize the importance of holistic financial planning. So, can you explain how this approach differs from the traditional methods and provides examples,
I think
of its
yeah.
benefits? Yeah.
So even earlier also, I don't know what. So you need to tell me what is there. I don't think so. Any traditional way of doing it is. Let me put it this way: how our parents used to do. My parents were teachers, and I'm sure most of the people in my age group, their parents must be in government job. Most of them, and humble background. Somebody who's in 40s and 50s, their parents must be in government job at that time, or grandfather must have been. 70-60% of the population, and the way they used to do the planning used to be very simple. They used to earn, they used to invest, they never took loans, they made their houses, not the flats. They construct their individual chotu sa, even though it is small, big for them, small maybe for the others, but for them that used to be like when they turn 50, 55, and it
Yes.
used to be a big affair. Buying a house,
Yes.
not buying a house, buying a land, then constructing a house used to be like a big affair that time. You invite people, you do print invitation cards, and
Yes.
then they never took loans except for the education for their kids. They took early PF withdrawals for a lot of this funding, and marriage used to take a lot of money. Unfortunately,
Yes.
the times are good now, but money used to be spent, especially for a girl child. It was very much because at the time, actually, the time was
Yes.
such that there was no option for a parent to not to do this, right? It will be a public shame. Now things are different, which is good. So that used to be a very simple life. You earn, you invest in PF, you invest in bank deposits. There was hardly any mutual fund knowledge. Mutual fund
Yes.
सही है पता भी नहीं था. So now
Mhm.
cut to 2.0 of investment journey. Now the holistic way of doing financial planning is because now goals are also different. People are not
Yes.
people are not getting married. People are getting married. They may not want to have kids. They may want to remain single, as I said. They may want to have only one kid, and nothing is wrong in that. Is personal finance is more personal than finance. So you need to decide what you want. Some most of the double income no kid. There is a concept DINK.
Yes.
So double
Yes.
income no kids. So these people may not want to buy a house. They may say
Yes.
somebody wants to be a single. They say why do or they may want to buy a small chotu house. They may earn more, but they want our own cozy space. So a lot of different. They want to travel. Some people want to travel to the moon also. Some people just want to roam around the world. Thanks to COVID, I don't know where you sitting right now, and
Yes.
talking to me. So
Yes.
if your job can allow you, it allows you to do this, you can be in your hometown, and that
Yes.
hometown can be anywhere in India. So point is, holistic financial planning should take care of all these things and always divide everything in between need and wants. First thing is buying a house, buying a car, a decent house should be there. If you are a family, you may need a vehicle. And before that, education for kids, your retirement planning has to be planned. Well, that is one way of planning. Protection, plan, protect, play. What we follow, as I said, I wrote it. I wrote about it. We follow it with our clients. So protection is life and health insurance. Because as long as you are alive and you earn, there is no worry
Yes.
about insurance. There is no worry about anything because you are there. You'll take care of it. The moment in case of any unfortunate event, if a person dies, a sufficient amount of life insurance cover should be there. A good amount of term insurance should be there, and in case of medical hospitalization, then you need a good amount of health. So this and the play is buying a bigger car, buying a luxurious house, going on a world tour, something which is aspirational, and there is nothing wrong if it gives you more because you need some goals. So don't let's not get into debate. If somebody says ki I don't want this, it's wonderful. You invest and you do whatever you want. So we should not be judgmental in terms of
Yes.
deciding unless you are stealing somebody else's money or doing something wrong, then it's a problem. If you are earning with your caliber and your intelligence, and you have an aspiration to buy a luxury car or whatever, right? Is your choice. My point is, plan, protect, play. Do not jump to play till the time you plan and protect well. So holistic means covering
Yes.
everything, and the last stage will be pray. Pray is going inward, and one day you have to leave everything to somebody, right? So
Okay.
there will be a stage. So that's what holistic,
Holistic is all about. Okay. So what
in
are
my
some,
own view.
yeah, what are some common misconceptions about investing that you address in your book, and how can millennials start incorporating your principles into their everyday lives?
If it is especially for millionaires, as I said, I think power of compounding is still we are learning that. To be honest, this is the 20वां साल है 20th year in business. I can tell you the number of years you spend. पहले वो जो आप बोलते हैं ना, it takes lot of time.
Hmm.
First 10 years, 15 years, 20 years खेलते खेलते उसके बाद you get the returns. And that returns look so simple कि अरे ये अचानक से कैसे हुआ, but it is not अचानक. It's like 10 years, 15 years of hard work what goes into. So for millennials especially, you there is no shortcut. There is no lot of people follow that fire thing, financial independence entirely. Good for them if they want to. I generally my personal view. Don't get me wrong and don't shoot the messenger. Generally, what is people say. I don't believe in fire thing. I don't believe personally. फायर फॉर इफ मेरे हिसाब से अगर किसी के अंदर फायर है तो वो रिटायरमेंट की बात नहीं करेगा.
Right.
फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस एट अर्ली एज में रिटायर हो
Yes.
गया
Yes.
तो हुआ क्या. और कोई आके मुझे बोलता है मुझे जल्दी रिटायर होना है. माय पॉइंट इज व्हाट विल यू डू, करोगे
What
क्या.
will you do? Very
आप
good.
40 साल में मेरी एज में अभी मेरी एज में आप बोलते हो 42 का हो गया हूँ, अब मुझे काम नहीं करना है. but I don't know. I'm enjoying talking to you. I enjoy my work. So I don't know what will I do. If I don't do something, then I'll go mad. What will I
Yeah.
do? I just sit at home. You know,
Yeah.
my wife will kill me if I just sit at home and do nothing.
Yes.
So my point is, millennials should focus on. But if somebody wants fire, somebody is very clear कि मुझे काम ही नहीं करना, मुझे गोवा में या लंदन में या कहीं
Yes.
फॉरेन,
Yes. Yes.
please go ahead. See, I don't follow that extreme level of thing. You know, क्या fire means 10 साल आप खर्चा ही मत करो, कुछ भी मत खाओ,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
just save, and then पूरा life. कल कुछ क्या हो जाए, we don't know. So have a
Yes.
balanced thing. Don't try to be extreme. Millennials should not make a mistake of following all the trends what is happening around. Start investing first. They,
Yes.
I see a lot of millennials. Again, you asked me about the mistakes. So I see a lot of millennials spending too much time in analysis. See, you had the best person, and थोड़ा बहुत आप करिए, but you invest the same time in your own field. Why do you
Yes.
want to learn everything about us? See, it's like because of the knowledge I can go. Don't try to become Dr. Google. You know,
Yes.
Steve
Yes.
Google.
Yes. I.
So
I. Yeah.
yeah, focus on what your core is. See, if your core is you want to be into investment, managing investment, you want to be Warren Buffett, then learn. But if you are in IT, if you are in college, whatever, right? If you are in college and if you want to be in academics, why not you are talking about when can you do PhD? How
Yes.
can you do a PhD? One of my friend's son is doing PhD from Oxford. Why
Yes.
can't you aim for something like this? Then that is where your time should be spent, not in which mutual fund to buy, which stock to buy. In 3 years, everybody is Shah Rukh Khan in last 3 years in stock market.
Yes, yes.
So,
But
so
also, social media has played a very important role in all these things. Like, without any verification, there is a lot of information available on all platforms, and everybody claims to be the best. So, millennials do definitely follow them. So, what would be your advice to them?
don't follow them.
Don't follow them.
No, because see, you have to choose your advisors and your
Yes,
influencers very carefully, right?
yes,
No, you know. So if you are following Mahendra Singh Dhoni or Virat Kohli, let's say cricket ka example. If you are following Shah Rukh Khan or you are following Mr. Abdul Kalam Azad or any other leader or late Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, you follow somebody whom you can learn because their journey is also out in the public. What are the wrong and good and bad and whatever has been done in their life, you can just follow, replicate. But if you're talking about following your own age group, people who are 20 years, 25 years, most of them are content creators. Due respect to them, they're doing great for themselves, for others also spreading good knowledge. But what kind of is too much knowledge? See, I don't know. आप इंस्टाग्राम अगर खोलेंगे तो मैं तो खोलता ही नहीं, डर लगता है बिकॉज द मोमेंट यू ओपन इट से डू यू नो चाय नहीं पीना है, यू डोंट नो। अभी एक अच्छा वीडियो भी आया था किसी स्टैंड अप का कि बोले मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि मैं लाइफ लॉन्ग दही गलत तरीके से खा रहा था, जब मैंने इंस्टाग्राम खोला तब मुझे पता पड़ा ऐसे। आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट एवरीबॉडी, मेरा 40 साल निकल गया है और मैंने जिस भी तरह से चाय पिया, दही खाया या इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, इट इज नॉट मेड मी बैंकरप्ट और समथिंग रॉन्ग इन माय बॉडी। जो आपकी मदर खाना बनाती है वो खाइए, जो आपके पेरेंट्स ने इन्वेस्ट किया था, एटलीस्ट द प्रोसेस प्लस द न्यू एज, follow the good practices from all these influencers, not blindly follow because it's too much of information. And if you don't follow the right people, it's all Excel sheet they talk about, and they also have commercial vested interest because they get paid from a lot of companies
yes,
so directly. So one has to be very careful in choosing the right influencer in life. I would say influencer can be anyone. Look at your parents. And my simple suggestion is stop online thing and go and meet, and I'll bet on this. आपसे I'm asking you, and it's a question, small simple question to you. आपकी फैमिली में और आपके सर्कल में वट एवर पीपल यू नो ऑफ, कोई तो
Mhm.
बहुत एक दो चार लोग तो, लेडी वुमेन और मेन एनीबडी, कोई तो बहुत सुपर सक्सेसफुल आदमी होगा आपकी
Yes,
नॉलेज,
yes,
राइट?
yes, yes,
एक या दो या चार अपनी अपनी फील्ड में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम, या तो पैसा बहुत कमाया या नाम बहुत कमाया होगा या
yes,
रेस्पेक्ट कम किया होगा, कुछ तो उन्होंने रूटीन से ज्यादा अच्छा किया है जो
yes,
उनका भले ही से वो अपने एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में होगा, दैट्स ओके, बट सक्सेस तो वो
yeah,
भी बहुत अच्छा है। तो
yes.
आप उनके पास जाके इन्फ्लुएंस होगी, उनसे पूछे कि व्हाट वर्क फॉर देम,
What
व्हाट
did
डिड
you do?
वर्क। जी इधर उधर वो इंस्टाग्राम पे सब फेक होता है, वो फिल्टर्स सब, वी डोंट नो, नॉट द फेशियल बट एवरीथिंग एल्स। सो यू फोकस ऑन रियल लाइफ 3-4 people, identify people and find good people who can keep you sane. So have somebody who can keep you calm, who can
Yes.
give you correct guidance. Have somebody who can give you, who can tell you how to make money. Have somebody who can tell you how to manage that money. So ये दो तीन लोग अगर आपकी लाइफ में अच्छे हैं, it can be anybody in your family, your parents, your brother, your chachas,
Yes. Yes.
your mama, your friend's father, your unknown people around you. You can go and connect with them rather than connect, and then you make them guru and try to meet them. And I do this personally, so I'm telling you, and this I advise all the time. Motivational guru will tell you, you know, कि you can do it, but a person who has been there done that will tell you how to do it.
How
So
to do.
I would say आप motivation guru के पास जा सकते हैं, most welcome to please follow them. My point is I will keep my motivation. I keep my motivation comes from my own you know, way of style, but it comes from my spouse, from my parents, from a lot of people I know, and वहां से जिससे जो लेना है आप उनको find out करिए.
Okay, Rishabh sir, previously it was a trend of buying gold and property. This was the investment, right? But now the things have changed. The trends have changed. So, what is your observation from the last 20 years? Like the people before, like you talked about my grandfather, or they would never have considered the options what today's generation choose. So, what is your take on this?
So it's amazing actually. That's a part of evolution. So there is nothing right. Right? No, we were Adi Manovs earlier. So it's a part of evolution, and the new product will keep on coming. You need to be smart enough to understand how much to invest or not to invest in crypto in type investment or a Ponzi scheme or chit funds or scams. And but having said that, this thing will keep on continuing. But you also have good products like mutual fund or equity market or the newer age products of investing, you know, in different ways. So yeah, my take is like you should invest, you should embrace all this technology. You can't be investing what our grandfathers and fathers used to invest. Why?
Yes.
Because our goals are not the same. Their goals were very simple. They used to be 60 में retirement हो जाएगा, then they will sit with their friends, they used to go out to buy most of them. And that was wonderful for them, and they were healthy, they lived long, most of them. Unfortunately, we can see some people passing away early. Otherwise, the time was different. Now 60 is the new 50, 50 is the new 40, so things are
Yes.
different. So I think embrace everything and invest in all the good asset classes. Don't be away from it. You can't have PF, PPF, or a fixed investment or real estate too much of it if
Yes.
your goals are also aggressive.
Got it. So, are there any real life case studies or success stories in your book that illustrate the impact of following your financial advice?
Yeah, I think I've written about Mr. Vijay, or there are so many stories, but I can just tell you, it's there in the book. But the success stories is always same for all. Somebody who's investing in asset allocation is the main game changer. You should all never put one thing in, everything in real estate, everything in stock market. No, don't invest everything in mutual fund also. Have some gold, 5 to 10% of gold. But this is generic answer, right? It is
Yes.
like it is not. It is like सुबह सुबह Baba Ramdev का public yoga है, right? Not applied to everyone. It's to applies to everyone. Most of them people. It's not customized. If somebody has some problem, you cannot do all the asanas. So my point is कि high level allocation क्या है? 5-10% आपका gold हुआ, 5-10% PF PPF type NPS सुकन्या समृद्धि scheme type investment हुआ, तो 20 हो गया, 5-10% आपका in hand. I'm talking about if you get monthly salary. 10% will go towards covering your insurance and other costs. 60-50% should go towards your mutual fund, and then 20-25% से आधा EMI मत रखिए. अगर वो EMI नहीं है, लोन पे हो चुका है, wonderful, then you invest more amount in equity and stock थोड़ा avoid करिए जब तक आपका portfolio mutual fund करेंगे.
Okay. So there is also an increase in the credit card usage with the millennials. So what is your take on this? Like, is it advisable or what would you say about it?
See, everything, everything, whatever is there in the market, if you do it if you use if you make a proper use of it, is always advisable. Why not? Credit card is a good flexibility. You get a lot of benefits. The problem is when you go beyond your means. And credit card generally, what it means that, it removes the difference between affordability. I think I must have written it in my book a couple of years ago, right? Affordability versus buying. So let me ask you, right? If let's say a person like Ambani comes, or let's say any billionaire comes to you and say, ki, I'll give you 1,000 crore, but I need one of your kidney, right? Can you sell your kidney? Forget about the legal rules, but you can sell. See, you can sell. Nobody's stopping you, right? You can sell. You can
Yeah.
leave. Nobody's stop. But let me rephrase the question. Can
Hmm.
you afford to sell your kidney?
Hmm.
If somebody will say, cut your hand and give me for 1,000 crore,
Yeah.
अब
No,
बन
no.
जाए billionaire, right? So you can cut your hand and give. Nobody's stopping you, right? You can cut, but can you afford? You will
Of
not.
course. Right.
Can
Yes.
you go and buy 5 BMWs today itself? You can sell your house, sell your PF, sell all your jewelries, सब कुछ बेच दो, 2-4 करोड़ इकट्ठा हो गया, 50-50 लाख की 4 BMW ला सकते हो आप, बट यू
Hmm.
कांट अफोर्ड दैट. सो
Yes.
क्रेडिट कार्ड ये होता है बिकॉज आपके पास पैसा है नहीं, एंड देन यू स्वाइप द कार्ड, यू डोंट रियलाइज द पेन. अगर वो
Hmm.
आपने कैश दिया या डेबिट कार्ड से दिया, देन यू
Yes.
रियलाइज द
Yes.
इम्पैक्ट. सो क्रेडिट
Very
कार्ड,
true.
you need to be very careful in using that.
Yes. So again, financial planning and investing, they have some psychological aspects as well. So how does financial spirituality addresses the psychological aspects of money management, and what strategies do you recommend for changing unproductive financial behaviors?
So overall, actually, whatever I've been talking and what I wrote also is all behavior only.
Okay,
If
behavioral
personal
factors.
finance, if personal finance is more personal and is all behavior because it applies to me also, it applies to you and everybody else. Investment is always behavior. Like people are the way they are born and brought up, they have certain see everyone like so, somebody comes who has never seen, like most of the people in my age group coming from a smaller town to big cities, we love houses, we real estates. Why? Because we have not seen those kind of, so aspiration will be to first buy a house, then slowly you cut down, then you understand, no, this is not good, but that used to be the driven thing. Now your kids, my kids, or anybody who has kids, if they're teenagers, they don't want to buy houses the
Yes,
way we used to buy, the way we used to wanted to buy. So all this thing is all behavior which is shaped by a lot of surroundings, and plus the behavior also because of like women are more protective by nature, emotional, sensitive, and most of the time our mothers used to save secretly those money, but never used to manage. The investment part that used to be father's job. He used to earn, mother used to also earn, but she must have given that money to father to manage. She used to manage house very well, the budgeting part, everything. So if somebody has been born and brought up under those conditions, and if especially a girl child may also behave the same, because she may say, "Ki, "Arey, my father used to manage, now my husband will manage." So a lot of those things has to change. Now you have to take control, and women can do better than us. So I think all these things still are driven by girl will say, "I may not manage." Somebody will take care. So you need to really uh, decide on a lot of those things. That is one aspect. The other aspect, as I said, the overall scenarios have changed.
yes.
So plan accordingly. Don't make those regular mistakes. What
Okay,
everybody else.
yes, I would like to ask you something which I have been, hearing a lot of time, that Marwaris and Gujaratis, they're really good financial planners. So, what is your take on this?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, because that's in their genes. Why? But nothing wrong. Because see, they have because जहाँ ना जाए रेलगाड़ी वहाँ जाए मारवाड़ी. So why this saying was there, right? Because because they used to go to small villages. Like I don't know which city you are in right now.
I'm in Amravati. It's near
अमरावती.
Nagpur.
हाँ.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. So I'm
Yeah.
in Pune.
Okay.
अमरावती में आपके किराना स्टोर्स अधिकतर कौन ओन करता है? Most of the kirana stores in your city are owned by whom? Pune mein, Maharashtra mein is all Rajasthani people.
No, here it is Marwadis only,
Ah,
basically.
Marwaris only, na?
Yeah.
Marwaris means so why? Why? Because their forefathers came to Amravati, came to Pune. Lot
Yes.
of those people came early, so they had that sense to set up things. So why not? Yeah, but if you want to select financial planner, don't decide based on Marwadi
Yes.
Gujarati.
Yes.
Let's not have casteism
No,
in
no,
this.
no. No,
You
it's a
understand?
conception.
But
You
but
know,
but
yeah.
every community has their own good points. Every community has their strengths, and sometimes it can also work. If you're talking about strength, like
Yes.
what things you are discussing should decide ki what people. But yeah, that's something. Gujaratis are great in stock market. They have been investing in stock market
Yes.
before I think probably anybody else.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so why do you believe financial education is particularly important for millennials, and how can financial literacy impact an individual's long-term financial well-being?
It's similar to your career choices. It's similar to everything. See, when you are young, if you don't study properly, or maybe if you don't start your business also in time, if you make, you can make mistakes. But if you take long term and don't avoid those, then it will derail your entire long term plan. So similarly, if you are earning, if you are working hard, you are earning. You cannot say that I cannot be financially literate. I can afford to just invest in my friend is saying something, or YouTuber is, or influencer is, Instagrammer is telling me something. You can't afford to do that. It's your hard-earned money. So I will
Yes.
not give you a gyan on other part. My point is you have to be very focused that you focus on your job, make most of the money. There is no limit to the amount of money you can make as investing in you. And then whatever best you earn, you have to make sure that it is invested properly.
Okay. So, can you share some practical steps from your book that readers can take immediately to improve their financial health and recommended tools for the beginners as well?
No, I think I would keep on saying start. The problem is don't waste too much time in planning, execution. Execution is the key, and start slow so that if you are doing something wrong, you learn and you recover. But if you're talking about millennials, my advice to millennials is always start. Don't worry. Don't talk about having the best thing in place. There is nothing called best. वो best होता रहेगा with time, with your investment, with maturity. Lot of things will come in life. द
Yes.
आइडिया शुड बी टू स्टार्ट. तो आप स्टार्ट करने के लिए बेसिक तो बनाइए. आप थोड़ा सा गोल्ड ले लीजिए, थोड़ा सा ये ले लीजिए, थोड़ा सा रियल एस्टेट का प्लानिंग. सो बहुत ज्यादा प्लानिंग करने की जगह हैव अ पीपीएफ अकाउंट, है ओपन म्यूचुअल, ओपन सम म्यूचुअल फंड एसआईपीज, जस्ट बाय सम थोड़ा गोल्ड. सो यू हैव समथिंग. देन सेकंड लेवल पे यू कैन गो एंड सी कि ओके सही कितना किया, गलत क्या किया. बट रादर देन वेस्टिंग 1 year 6 months just talking and planning will not work.
Yes. Okay, what about the new kind of investments coming, like cryptocurrencies, bitcoins? So, what's your take on this, and what would you suggest caution for the millennials to invest into this, or what would be your suggestion?
Crypto is not that advisable thing unless you understand it's a complex animal in the market. It's not easy to manage. It's the people are people who invested in right now in stock market also. Everybody is making crazy money, but a lot of penny stocks, a lot of penny coins,
Yes.
crypto. So don't get swayed by a lot of these short term thing. Have a solid portfolio first. If you really want to dabble into stocks or crypto is on a next level, not more than 2-3% of your portfolio should be there. Otherwise, avoid this. Don't try.
Okay.
First, create a solid foundation. One should never derail their foundation. You have seen a lot of people losing money even after earning so much. So don't try to risk your hard-earned money.
Okay, so there's a hashtag which you have created, some more Maya here. What would you like to say about that?
No, it's not my hashtag. Subhomaya is an old age saying.
Okay.
I just like that word. So Subhomaya means ultimately financial spirituality. Coming back to the maybe to conclude the entire thing, uh, how much you need ultimately, but you need something. So you
Yes.
decide how much you need and work towards it. And it's okay to change that goal. People, I'm telling you, most of the people I see waste time in argument, discussions, debates, or to prove that they are right or somebody is wrong. Nobody focusing on what's important. Somebody asked me, ये सब यूट्यूबर्स और इन्फ्लुएंसर्स और आसपास में ना, आई लव डूइंग माय जॉब, आई डोंट डू व्हाट यू डोंट लव. आई डोंट बिलीव इन एनी ऑफ दिस थिंग. आई बिलीव इन डू व्हाट इज नीडेड. आपको अगर हमारे आई एम फ्रॉम रतलाम, सो उस बेल्ट में मुझे याद है कि अगर कोई बीमार होता था, खासकर जॉइंटिस होता था, पीलिया जॉइंटिस होता था, तो दे यूज्ड टू बी वेरी बिटर मेडिसिन. बहुत कड़वी दवाई आती थी जिसको पेड़े में रख के खाते थे लोग, फिर भी वो बहुत कड़वा होता था. तो माय पॉइंट इज कि आप अगर बीमार हो और आपको वो बीमारी बिना उस कड़वी मेडिसिन के नहीं जाएगी, तो आपको वो खाना पड़ेगा. यू कांट से कि यू डोंट लव ईटिंग दैट काइंड. चलो वो सीरियस एग्जांपल, किसी को अनफॉर्चुनेटली गैंग्रीन हो गया, कुछ ऐसा बीमारी हो गया जिसमें वो पैर कट करना पड़ेगा, लेग. हु लाइक्स दिस? हु विल लाइक दिस? माय पॉइंट इज don't get into that funda. I want to love what I do and doing what I love. आप आपका कैरियर प्लानिंग अगर सही किया है तो यू ऑलवेज एंजॉय व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. सो गो
Yes.
बैक टू द बेसिक. You do what's needed. अगर आपको उस मूवमेंट पे इन्वेस्टमेंट, उस मूवमेंट पे, इफ यू आउट विथ योर फैमिली ऑन अ रोड ट्रिप, उस समय या आप अपना फैमिली के साथ हो, तो योर एंजॉयमेंट विथ योर फैमिली इज योर ऑब्जेक्टिव। उस समय
Yes.
आपको करिए, जब आपको इन्वेस्ट करना है तो वो करिए। तो आई थिंक फोकस ऑन डूइंग व्हाट्स नीडेड, व्हाट्स राइट,
Okay.
not what is right on paper.
Okay. I would also like to ask you about this. What trends do you foresee in the future of personal finance and wealth management? And how do you think the principles of financial spirituality will evolve with the changing financial landscape and it will help our readers?
So AI will disrupt a lot of things. I have written a column. You can Google Rishabh Parakh and money control, or you will see one column I wrote on AI. I'm doing a lot of work on AI because that will shape a lot of things, the way things are managed. So future looks to be very bright, the way present is, and India is shining. India is doing great. Next 5 10 years, focus on your career. You'll make great money, and make sure that you manage it well. AI, use AI and a lot of these things to your advantage. AI will not take your job, take up your job.
Mhm.
Person who will learn AI will take up your job, not you. So you need to embrace all these things very carefully. And what will not change? What will not change in future is the same concept. Trust will not. Your love for your parents or your spouse or your kids will not change. The trust, the emotions between us, the relationship, what you have won't change. So if you are investing to someone, the trust factor will be important. If you are so, the principle remains same. And the Mark Twain has family. I have written. I have quoted him couple of times in my column. Mark Twain famously, the famous economist, he famously said that history never repeats, हिस्ट्री राइम्स। तो किरदार
Okay.
बदलते जाएंगे पर स्टोरी वही रहेगी।
Hmm.
पहले वॉर होता था कुछ कारणों से, आज अलग तरह का वॉर है। सो दिस विल कंटिन्यू। व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, आप अपना बेसिक्स मत खोइए। द
Right.
बेसिक ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट शुड नेवर बी।
So बहुत सारे AI algorithms भी आ गए आजकल. They suggest like this stock will go up and you should invest certain amount in this. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So how to trust all this? Like what would be the role of AI in financial planning in future?
No, so trust factor again. So who is advising what kind of app? Who is what to buy, which to buy, who is launching that app, or what is the success ratio? So how
Yes.
do you trust? See, how do you trust? How do you trust is a simple thing, right? How do you trust anyone? We
Yes.
are meeting for the first time, that too online, right?
Yes.
You may gain some trust in me, or I
Yes.
may gain some trust in you. Okay, you are interviewing me. Okay, if I have some opportunity to interview someone, and if it is your, you can help me, then I have some trust. Okay, you can lead this conversation. You
Yes.
may have some trust in terms of, okay, do I want to give money to Rishabh or their team or
Mm.
their company? But that trust will develop over time,
Over
and
time.
then it will become a blind trust. So
Yes.
anything coming your way, do not blindly. Follow the process. Do not go overboard. When you try something new, start with. If you start and do things in a moderation or a smaller way, you will never go wrong.
Okay.
Believe me.
Okay. Okay, Rishabh sir, what are your future plans? Like you have already written this book. So what next are you planning?
So I'm writing my next book using the past ancient wisdom and today's wealth. So that's what the work is on. And the business wise, we manage money for mutual funds and a lot of other the overall financial well-being. So that will keep on continuing. AI. I'm
Yes.
a student of AI now. I'm learning AI in terms of how fast we can use this to make better returns for our clients.
Okay. So other than this, social media is very, since you have targeted millennials, so social media is also used a lot with the millennials. So are you planning something on that platform as well?
So I'm planning to go. I'm very silent. We used to do sometime in COVID, during COVID times. I stopped. I'm only focusing on my business plus whatever I'm doing right now in terms of writing. Social media is a huge distraction. I am not available, and we are also trying to be exclusive. We don't want to. There are different people. I'm not a content creator. I'm not. That's not my business. I don't understand that. What I understand is managing money and making money for others and for myself, and that something, in giving interviews, talking to somebody is fine, but doing this regularly, creating podcast videos and all, there's so many there are good people around, they are doing it. So trying to be off social media, and I'm not trying, I'm off. Last 2 3 years, you look at my Instagram and see Rishabh Parakh LinkedIn. Is only my columns I post. That too, if I write three, I post one column, and I'm silent. I
Okay.
focus on what's important. For me, what's important is focus on my clients and my business. Nothing else
Okay.
matters. And
Okay,
family.
Rishabh sir, if someone wants to start investing, what would you advise? Rishabh Parikh's advice that, you know, the person wants to start investment. So Rishabh Parikh's advice would be,
See, focus on asset allocation. Make sure that you have a proper asset allocation, looking at your age, your horizon, your financial goals, and the most important point. These three are very common, standard generic answer. ChatGPT will give you this. But the most important part, and this is important too, even ChatGPT is this, all the data what is fed into. So it's nothing but what it has been trained for. But the most important thing is also look at the current time what you are into in the next 5 10 years. These are not the times where you just feel it, shut it, forget it. You use the
okay,
time to your advantage. Asset allocation does not mean कि थोड़ा थोड़ा थाली नहीं है. It's not a thali that थोड़ा ये थोड़ा. It's not थोड़ा थोड़ा. It has to be what is based on your risk, the time what you are into, what products you buy, and that makes the entire difference. अगर 5 साल बहुत aggressive होना है तो आप aggressive जाइए. तो यू कांट से कि अरे मेरा एज ही हो गया या मेरा वो है या स्टैंडर्ड 100 - रूल है तो मैं ये डोंट फॉलो ऑल द यूट्यूबर्स का रूल. Focus on what's it, and that's what I'm saying. We focus on making real money, not on YouTube or Twitter. You have to focus on clients' money. And how do you make real money? When you invest in things which are actually giving returns, not to talk about actually delivering those. And that's what one has to focus on.
do you think millennials का risk taking ability ज़्यादा है?
Of course, because they don't have the liabilities the way when they grow. If they have kids, they have other members. You know, the younger you are, and
Yes.
most of them may not have to worry about taking care of their parents. Why not? They are risk, and that's why they can make more returns and focus more on taking more riskier assets. But focusing on career is more important.
And having said that, they are also much aware about the current scenario, like because of the information available. I think they're also aware about the current scenarios of investment as well. Okay,
Yes.
so Rishabh sir, before conclusion, I would like to ask you that the three key takeaways from financial, from the aspect of your book, what would they be? The three key takeaways.
Plan, protect, play.
Okay.
Plan well. Make sure that your protection is also done properly before going to play stage where you want to do anything what you want to do. Don't miss the plan and protect. So these are the, and if you do this, it becomes a holistic plan for you.
Yes, so definitely the readers would get an idea of holistic planning of the finances of them. So any last concluding messages or remarks from your side?
Invest in yourself. Don't next 5 to 10 years of India's journey will be very rewarding in every sense. This is the time for us, and one should not miss this. And not only money, creating everything is possible. This is an amazing time we are living in. We are literally living the best of the time, so we should not miss this.
So according to you, this is the best time for all kinds of investments, right?
Everything, invest everything for all of us. Investing in your career, that is bigger thing because that gives you more money. In career means business also.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, Rishabh sir. So that was all from my side. It was a privilege and honor to have you. It was really good talking to you, learning about all the principles of planning and managing the finances. So on behalf of this first edition of Nahar Jito Bookathon, in association with Raisoni Foundation, I really thank you for, I know that you're sitting in a remote location and we were having some glitches, but thank you for joining us, taking out the time and answering all our questions. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
everyone.
Rishabh sir. That was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.